This week on the Comic Cave, Flashpoint, and why I'm still wearing a robe.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? I'm Bo.
And I'm Michael.
We're extremely excited, other than the fact that I haven't changed out a robe in a while.
You still stink a little bit.
Oh, this robe is filthy. I need to wash this thing.
Yeah.
But that's besides the point. We are super excited. Flashpoint, the movie is coming out. I really can't contain myself. Flash is my favorite superhero of all DC characters. Batman can suck it.
Yeah.
The Flash is the man. But we have to get this out because the Flash and the Flashpoint movie has a lot riding on it, because the Flash and the Flashpoint, the whole storyline is just so developed. It controls so much, you don't realize what it controls. They rewrote all of DC because of this storyline.
Started over at issue 1 for every single one of their characters because of this storyline.
Exactly. Now let's get back to a little bit of the basics. The movie, Warner Brothers announced that the Flash movie that's coming out with Ezra Miller will be a Flashpoint movie, be the Flashpoint storyline. And just this week, Gal Gadot said that she'll be doing Wonder Woman in the Flashpoint, which is awesome. So they're really setting this up to be the original storyline. So I imagine that Jason Momoa, whatever, Aquaman will be playing in it also, which I hope. And then they've already said that, you know, the Thomas Wayne will be the Batman. So I imagine Cyborg is just a little along the way. So it's going to be, it's another Justice League type movie, but not a Justice League type movie because Superman is a weak.
Yeah, that's kind of set an alternate timeline.
Yeah, it's an alternate timeline. But give you back to the basics. Everybody's seen if you haven't seen the Flash TV show that had last season, they got into the Flashpoint saga. And not as what it should have been, but it was done well for an adapted TV show. Flash, upset about his mom dying, you know, just everything's happened to him. He decides to reset the timeline. But the Flash, being fast as lightning, went back in time, saved his mother's life from Barthon, and reset the timeline. And it's all good to go. But it's not all good to go. Because when he returns back, things are not what they seem to be. Let's get an instance. For instance here.
Well, instead of Bruce dying that night at the theater, or instead of Thomas and Martha dying that night at the theater, I should say, Bruce actually dies. Thomas becomes Batman, but a more, I guess you'd say, vicious Batman.
Gun-toting, slinging Batman, which I found kind of odd.
And Martha drove insane by her son dying, becomes the Joker.
Which is all crazy.
Yes.
Because it also leans to that old tale that Alfred was always the Joker, and which was hilarious. But you know, you look back, you're like, nah, he couldn't have been, but he could have been.
Yeah, very well couldn't have been.
Exactly. But so then you get other instances: Aquaman and Wonder Woman in a vicious battle. The two Athenians and the Amazons are just going at it because Wonder Woman killed Mira. Because Wonder Woman and Aquaman had a thing, decided a war, takes out almost all of Europe. And I do mean take out almost all of Europe. There ain't much left. So they're in a vicious battle. So the world is literally a war of these two super races. There's no other way to put it. Two super races going at it. And you get stuck with this timeline, and then a lot of heroes have died. A lot of people that should not be heroes are heroes, I noticed in the Flashpoint timeline, which is something that's totally different. And I think, and also Cyborg is kind of the leader of the ones that are left. And you get another part is that I remember that Shazam, or Captain Marvel, is not one child, but 5, if I'm not mistaken.
So.
5 kids, which is kind of crazy and creepy at the same time. If you go back and read this, just watch this movie or read the books or do anything, Wonder Woman kills all 5 of the kids, which is weird.
Yeah.
But it is a comic book. What other things we got for us?
I think when Barry goes to the Batcave, to confront Batman, which finds out it's Thomas Wayne when he, activates his ring, comes out, the Reverse Flash suit comes out.
Yes.
Which, he thinks his enemy is what set this whole thing in motion for him.
And it actually was not. It was Barry himself and his selfish greed that set this thing and set it all together, causing the whole destruction of the New 52.
Yeah.
Everything reset. All these mini micro stories off the like the Dark Knight Returns. What's another one that was just everybody fan favorite? Everybody loved. I can't remember so many of them. All gone, erased, over.
All the Elseworld stories are kind of just
done.
Kick kaput. They never existed because of this.
But then you got all the stories trying to be combined into one. So it's kind of crazy. But excellent read.
Yeah.
It's one of the probably the top favorite read in any of DC Comics. Other than I think, well, of course, the Dark Knight Returns. Yeah, which is probably my second favorite. But it was not even in the continuity of any DC. It never has been. It's always been a standalone by itself, which I do like because I like the Robin in it.
Yeah.
But that's not digress. Flashpoint. Arguably, to me, and I've heard this before about the Flash, and I will agree with this. I don't know how you agree with this, but I've always heard that Superman and Shazam and Martian the Manhunter are not the strongest ones. It was the Flash.
I would have to say so.
The ability to control time, change time at any will, when he wants to, when he feels like it. That's an amazing power.
Yeah. Because Superman, Manhunter, they have the superhuman strength. They could beat anybody, but Barry, could go back in time and alter the past any way he wants to prevent anything in the future from happening. So I would say that would be a lot more powerful than anything Supes or.
When you think about Wally West, the second Flash, the third Flash actually I should say, because Jay Garrick was first, then Barry Allen, then Wally West, who became the Blue Flash and went back in time to kill his uncle, which is kind of wild to stop because he became a Flash, but he became a Flash who was kind of evil, and it was it actually became let's just say Flash. He had Speed Force, but he induced it into himself, if I remember correctly, the storyline. So there's a lot, and there's a lot of different Flashes. Like I said, there's
several.
I think it's like 7, if I don't know, or something like that. I have to look the correct number because so many, they made so many.
Yeah, because you got with the Young Justice, you have Impulse and all those nephews.
Kid Quick.
Nephews of Flash, and then the alternate guys, Johnny Quick from Forever Evil.
Yes. Yeah. So, but the main, now with the reset of Flashpoint, and that also that Flashpoint does not reset the timeline that they're from the new rebirth. This Dr. Manhattan actually may have done it all, which we really still don't know because we're getting bits and pieces of that in as each issue comes out. Which I hope Dr. Manhattan did it because I like to see a showdown between Superman and Dr. Manhattan.
Me too.
And that would be the best thing ever. I don't think the Soul Superman can handle Dr. Manhattan because Dr. Manhattan's a beast. But I love that. They're giving that the Flash, that saying it's not your fault, you didn't exactly do it, but you did do it. And now so it's just left him and Wally West. If I'm mistaken, there's no other Flashes yet.
No.
And they may be. Of course, I imagine Ebarthon is, and of course, you can't have the world's greatest speedster without having the world's greatest speedster villain, who arguably is one of my top villains is Ebarthon.
Without doubt.
The TV show went into Salvatore, the speed of the god of speed, which I did not like. I did not care for that one that you did, because it's not even the correct version they use. It's actually a different person instead of using Barry Allen as the emo Barry Allen, if you will. Did not like that version. I will never like that version. I actually almost didn't finish the season of Flash because of it. It was so bad. But I liked Zoom, and I loved Ebarthon, and I liked the characters they've got to play Ebarthon. So now I'm curious to who is they going to get to play Ebarthon.
Yeah.
Arguably, some would say probably this maybe the second or third best villain in DC behind Joker.
I would say so.
Yeah, because I'm not really a big fan of Lex Luthor. I think
Yeah.
Lex Luthor is a one-dimensional character. Always has been a one-dimensional character, much like
Yeah.
Superman.
I would say you'd have Joker and then Ebal Thawne right behind him.
Because
It's two, maybe three.
Because Ebar is very cunning, very he's evil.
Yeah.
Even his name sounds evil.
It does.
Ebar Thawne. Whoever created that name that's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't even know they created it. I never have looked that up. But the Flashpoint movie, what was that 2019?
I believe so. Late 2018, early 2019, somewhere in there.
Can't come soon enough is what I say. I mean, come on.
But I think with Jeffrey Dean Morgan cast as
Thomas Wayne.
that's maybe top casting choice that I've seen in a while.
Well, you think about it in Batman v Superman, he was Thomas Wayne. And that's smart to get him to revise that role he had already played, just a small part of, was awesome. So I hope so, because I think he fits it.
Even in the Flashpoint animated movie, the way he acts compared to Negan, there's not a lot of difference in there, just between the...
Just a batsuit,
yeah,
really.
the batsuit and the severity of his character kind of one of the
Because
same.
he was pretty much about an alcoholic,
Yeah.
too, in the Flashpoint movie. Now, if the animated movie we're talking about is Justice League Flashpoint Paradox, if you haven't read the comics, or if you have already read the comics and you want a little bit different take, watch that. I highly recommend that animated movie.
Very excellent.
It's a very excellent job. It is a little different from the comics. They did change some things, but not much. It's still pretty true. Now, all in all, for speaking of the comics and a good read, you can get the entire Flashpoint Paradox or Flashpoint Saga in a graphic novel, minus the side ones. So you got a couple side ones that you need to have, or whatever. But you can try to find all of them, or go find the graphic novel. Try to find the graphic novel would be a better suggestion.
Yeah, probably a lot cheaper as well.
Oh gosh, yeah. You try to find that many comic books at one time, it would be difficult not only to find them, but to pay for them, because they're going to be high. Because the Flashpoint is a very sought after comic, and the graphic novel will probably run about $25-$30, depending on where you're at.
Buying all 5 issues probably run you $200-$300 on the low end.
Exactly. So, but also before we close this out in the Comic Cave, we want to thank all our new subscribers and all the people that have given us so many views. We just got started. We're amazed at the love, and thank y'all so much. And as always, I'm Bo. I'm going to go wash this robe.
Yeah.
Later.
Let's do.